welcome to the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary. This is your host, Scotty B. Welcome back, everyone. Season 3 has officially started, and today's episode is Cosplay Food for Thought. Vibrant, creative, and sharing her love for cooking and cosplay, my next guest has dazzled the community with her combination of the two, pairing fun and delicious foods, creating with all things related to pop culture. Creator of #foodandcosplay, please welcome model, cosplayer, cook, creator, and mom, the Yummy Geek, to the show.
Hi.
Welcome. It's so great to have you on for season 3. I'm very excited today to talk to you about all the wonderful things that you do inside of cosplay, and also with all the fun things that you share on your feeds with all the cooking. There's a lot to get to, but before we get too far into it, I have to know, you're a fan of Julia Roberts, and I need to know, what are your top 3 Julia Roberts movies?
Okay, so let me just start off by saying thank you for having me, and let's get with Julia Roberts. Pretty Woman is definitely top. I'm in between here. It's going to be My Best Friend's Wedding for sure, and I know it's not one of her older ones, and she's not solely the main character, but I love America's Sweethearts with John Cusack and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I like John Cusack movies in general.
I love him. So the fact that they had both of them together, it's one of my favorite movies. Plus you have Billy Crystal, and it's a great film.
Yeah, so those are perfect choices. Pretty Woman is so iconic. It's such a great movie. I'm surprised that more people don't do the box shutting scene on TikTok.
They should. Oh my God, you're right.
But it would be, it's on my list if I ever get to TikTok. But actually, I will tell you what my favorite Julia Roberts movie is.
Okay.
Pretty Woman is a very, very close second, but it's actually Hook. That's
oh my God. Okay. Yes. She was a great team.
Yes. She's my favorite. I love that movie to death. It's so fun. Lots of good cosplays, and of course I've actually been Peter Pan before.
Okay, that's awesome.
and as a almost as old as I am now person, so it was kind of funny being a grown up and kind of playing off of that for that.
I mean, listen, I cosplay characters all the time that I'm like, I think I'm way past that already, but it's fun, so it is what it is.
But would really love to talk about your origins in cosplay. So how did you get started and become the Yummy Geek?
Well, the Yummy Geek came about maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, right before I became a mom, right before I got pregnant with my daughter. I started a food page on my Instagram, and then I didn't really do much with it other than, the typical, you take pictures of food and that's it. And now with cosplay, I had actually been doing cosplay with my husband since 2006. We would go to like a couple of cons here and there, way back, way back when. And then we kind of took a break for a couple of years. And, with the Yummy Geek, I'm like, well, I'm a geek. I love food. What else do I love? I love cosplay. I love things pop culture. Why not merge both worlds together? I mean, we got to eat, right?
That's right. I was looking for something good.
Exactly. And then I found that it was a very sort of fun and different way to kind of showcase local restaurants within, Miami, and things like that. And at first it was a little bit like, I guess people were a little weirded out, I want to say, like, wait, why are you in costume? Or why are you, because certain places don't really understand cosplay. It's not as big as you would imagine, or as you would expect it to be here. So at first, a couple of things were like, wait, why are you dressing up, or what's going on? And then it kind of became one of those things where people were like, oh, this is so cool. Like, you're going to a burger place and you're Linda. So it makes sense because it's Bob's Burgers and Linda and, that kind of thing. So I kind of started to grow little by little, where it just, like I said, I wanted to do something different. I kind of wanted to just do food, but with a twist, with a geeky twist,
Absolutely. And we're so glad you did, because not only does it work, but you've come up with some really fun themes as you have gone along, including Pancake Saturdays, which I look at every Saturday because your creations are amazing. And I love looking at, like, I have to find alternative flowers and things like that. I have some sensitivities. So I always get good ideas from your feed about just different things that you could do. It kind of takes me in a few different directions. But you even have WandaVision pancakes and just so many different creations. So how do you come up with the ideas? What inspires you?
It started with just like my daughter loves pancakes, and even with her, like I have to do special types of pancakes because she has allergies. So the pancakes that you see that I create on Instagram, those are not the ones that I would give to her. I would make something similar for her, but it's more towards her dietary needs. So I kind of started like that, and then it was one of those things where I was like, pancakes could be savory, they could be sweet, so you can pretty much make anything with them. And then as far as like pop culture, that's something that with the pancakes, I just started incorporating that right now. Like I'm going to create Loki pancakes. I haven't figured out what to do yet, but it's literally I just start thinking about colors and okay, what would work? What is he wearing? What does he say? How can I put that into food? It takes time. It's a little bit of a process. I can tell you pancake Saturdays they're a lot of work.
You do work with some brands, of course. I will name a few. We don't get paid to mention these names. I don't. Giordano Gourmet Salads, Mike's Hot Honey, Coconut Cloud Jet Fuel Meals, Sokai's Sushi Bar, just to name a few of the collaborations that you've worked on. Each of those have had its own unique stylization, but they were all definitely the Yummy Geek. It just really just a ton of things that fall into, we'll say, brands that are vegan or gluten-free, in the clean category, that many of us with food sensitivities, as myself, do appreciate when we do see people out there explaining more about those choices. So when you look for a collaboration such as the ones that I've mentioned, the various brands, are you focused on the ingredients or what they offer? Like what draws you to a particular brand?
It depends. It has to be something, number one, that I like, something that I know that I'm going to be able to be honest about. So if somebody offers me something that I either not that I'm not familiar with because I like to try new things, but if I already know, I'm like, this is not really something that I know I'm not going to like, and I don't want to lie, and I don't want to be like, this is so delicious. It's not, I kind of stay away from that. And then when I do get offers for like vegan stuff or non-dairy, that I usually take right away, not because I have any type of issues, but like I mentioned before, my daughter is severely allergic to dairy. So it's one of those things where even at home, unless I'm doing, let's say, a pancake Saturday or it's for a specific brand that I do like that I want to work with, we tend to steer clear from it for her. So that's kind of like how I would choose things. I know that it has to be something that I'm gonna like and that I'm gonna be able to be honest about it, and I'm not just gonna lie about something or just to lie. So there have been some things that I've had to say no to just because I'm like, I can't. Or even when they'll say, oh, you and your child, and I'm like, I can't with my child. My child has food sensitivities. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So it has to make sense for me.
I think that, and this is me on getting on my soapbox about some of these things, and which brands to go with and what. It's such a sea of choices and possibilities. There's a lot going on, and it really does help. That I guess it's really just my tip, if I'm giving one, to be choosy. You only have so many hours in a day. You only have so much energy for things, and yes, if you are not picking things that just really resonate with you, and they're not in alignment with the things that you're working on, and of course with food, it can be there could be a lot of different variables, as there are,
and it's time consuming.
Definitely.
So you're right. I have to pick and choose because I have to keep a balance with home life, work life, and then content life. So yeah, I have to sometimes just be picky.
One thing that you did pick was called Lit Mitts. I think I'm saying it's fun to say. Yummy Geek personalized mitts. Does that sound? I saw them. I love seeing things like that.
Fun.
They're really just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome mitts. They're Yummy Geek branded, and there was a movie also that you had collaborated on. Greenland was starring Gerard Butler.
Very fun movie.
I didn't actually see it, but you can spoil it for me if you want to. or really just talk about your ideas for promoting the film, and how we might make living in a bunker kind of yummy.
So pretty much, like I want to say the gist of it, it's typical, the world is going to end, apocalypse type of situation, and then you have to get to this bunker where there's going to be survivors, where there's going to be a chance to live, and then it's like everything that happens along the way to kind of stop you from getting there. And then obviously the way to kind of put that with food was, well, if you're in a bunker, what could you possibly eat in a bunker that's going to be good? Because you have to have food that lasts. You have to have, I mean, it's not like you're going to be able to make pancakes on a stove and, that kind of thing. So it was like, okay, so what can we do that's simple, that's canned, anything that's canned, honestly, you can turn it and twist it and turn it into something good as long as you have the right, ingredients. And a lot of like condiments and stuff that are dry, they last for years. So that to me would make sense, which is why I made like canned pineapple, because canned fruit, I think it's like 3 years. Spam is like 5 years.
Oh,
So I
really?
figured, yeah.
I
So
actually didn't know spam went bad.
I had to look this up before before I share this. I was like, let me see how long these things last, like to make sense. Because yeah, there's only like, what if you don't have heat? What if you don't have this? Like, what are you gonna do? So, spam is something that's very savory, it's very salty. You have something like pineapple. So if you just combine the two, you have that sweet and savory taste. So I feel like to make things yummy in a bunker, I mean, if you're gonna be there for 5, 10, 15 years, you gotta get creative, right? So dry goods, canned goods, mix something and make something up. And I'm sure there's going to be something that you're going to come up with that's going to be yummy.
I would
But
definitely go for pineapple chunks and spam if I were in a bunker, or actually just in general. That does sound pretty good.
they're good. Oh my God,
The
it's so
salt
good.
and sweet kind of mixing together. Mm.
And then and I'm a big, and I know a lot of people hate this, but I'm big on pineapple and ham on my pizza.
Oh
So,
yeah, I do it. I definitely see. I used to do a half and half. I do like half pepperoni and then I put Hawaiian on the other side of the
that's what
pizza.
we do. Half pepperoni, half Hawaiian. That's how we do it in this house.
Okay, finally. So this isn't, I don't know, is this a fandom? Because now we have this in common. I feel much better about myself. I finally found someone who likes the exact same pizza I do.
Yes, I'm telling you, if you look at my orders, that's exactly what we order every single time.
And another thing that goes together very well is you on Party Nerds. I watched a few episodes that you jumped onto the show, talking about WandaVision, The Winter Soldier. Really just love seeing you on the show and hearing you talk about the different eras inside WandaVision. Really just the things that you specifically enjoy, talking about the different, going through the 50s, 60s, 70s, the way that the show did. Really enjoyed your Wanda themed cooking. How do you feel about what if inspired food? Might we see something like this in the
Yes.
future?
I don't want to give away too much, but I've already started planning some things because I feel with that particular series, um, I can get super creative. Like there's so much that I can do, and there's so many things that I can kind of combine as far as the food, the comics, and more than likely what they're going to be doing with the show. So I have already been thinking about that even before. Yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about. I don't want to say too much, but yes, yes, I think there's room for a lot of desserts and some savory dishes too, because I tend to steer clear from some savory stuff just because it's a lot more work. But I'm
So
getting more creative now.
really, you need to subscribe and then just you have to stay tuned because all the things that are coming out there, they're awesome. And I think, set your notifications so that you can see what Yummy Geek is doing on Instagram, and make sure you're following because it's just every week. It's always something just fun, fantastic, enjoyable.
Thank you.
You also had an IGTV series. It was Mommy Monday. And I just love to see those kinds of things where people come out and just find ways, especially with cosplay, to reach out to kids, especially with all the isolation that's been going on last year with COVID. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about the series?
So far, I've only done one episode, and I do plan on doing more. But especially now that I've kind of expanded on my Disney princess cosplay collection, which is kind of like what I want to do. I feel like Disney characters, especially with kids, are very familiar. Kids love Disney, kids love princesses, a bunch of different things. And what I want to do is pretty much pick one book a month, kind of give parents a chance to see if they want to get the book or if, if they want to get it online or buy it. It doesn't matter if they just want to follow along with me. And then just kind of read the book, follow along, kind of make it animated, make it fun for the kids. My daughter loves books, which is again another reason why kids will inspire you to do everything. Let me tell you, they will inspire you to do so much. So because she loves books and because she loves my cosplay, like anytime that I've had her with me when it comes to cosplay, it's been like amazing for her. She loves it. She poses. So with the books, it was even more fun to kind of bring that, I guess, bring that joy to her. And if I could do it, with other kids, with other parents who might still be stuck at home, or even during the summer now, like if they have nothing to do, hey, check this out. I'll be reading one of your favorite kid stories, or one of your favorite books. So yeah, it's more in the works now than it was before, but my plan is definitely to try to do it at least once a month, come with a new book, and then cosplay as a princess, or even as like a favorite or popular Nickelodeon character or Disney character, that kind of thing.
And even just with the pilot episode was really great. Just a fantastic presentation. And I would encourage, if you do have children at home, please do give it, check it out. And there will be more coming. Very exciting.
Yes.
And just so many different things that you work on. You also have a cocktails and cosplay highlight, a little bit of a different approach, and I can definitely appreciate the two together. So the question here is, do you have a favorite con drink, cocktail, or otherwise?
So like I said, back in the day when we would really go all out with cons, it was always an amaretto sour. Always an amaretto sour. One or two of those, and it was like, yeah, pictures, okay. So that's normally my cocktail of choice for cons. For life, it's a dirty martini.
And really, one of the best parts about cosplay is, again, being able to share with the kids. You go back to those times when we were kids, really enjoyed the fandoms. Actually, one of my favorite foods growing up was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, if you even remember what those are.
The pies?
Yeah,
I remember the ice cream, but I don't remember
the pie. Yeah, they had, I remember the commercials really well because I was like, oh, we have to get those. And they were like green. They were so good. It was like cream filled. Those like almost like the little Debbie's that you can get, like the cherry pies, apple pies. This was just like custard, and it was just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles branded. They were so good.
You know what? I feel like I missed out because I know I don't. I'm trying to remember. I was like, I don't remember. I mean, I would have remembered something like that, and I don't. So I'm gonna Google that and see if I can find them somewhere.
Yeah, unless I just imagined the whole thing, which I guess is possible as a fanatic for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles growing up. So, wanted to share a quote from your feed, if I may.
Sure.
And it goes like this: it's taken me a long time to really feel comfortable in my own skin, but here I am, mom of a little girl who looks up to me and sees me for who I am. I want her to grow up seeing that I love myself, whether I be a fit mom, a mom who loves to eat, a mom who loves herself despite any imperfections that society might see. I want her to see herself as beautiful and feel beautiful without having to fit a specific mold.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to say and so well said. And really just looking at the way that Food and Cosplay has brought all of this out, and really just how that philosophy kind of goes around everything that you've been building. It's just, really become, or I guess it goes without saying, it has become something that you enjoy sharing both with your audience and your family.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we all have our insecurities, all of us, whether you're a man, a woman, old, young, whatever it may be. And yeah, I got to a point where, especially I feel like at this age, at this stage in my life, where I I don't want my insecurities to be passed down to my daughter, and I want her to see that it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what other people might think. You just be happy with yourself. It just, yeah, and I feel like it came, not to sound like, it came with age, I guess. That sort of feeling a little bit more confident, the feeling like, why am I wasting my time worrying about this, worrying about that, when no one else is living my life but me. And this little girl is looking at me, and I need to show her that this is how you should be living. You should just be happy. You should just, be happy. Try to be as happy, even if you have your bad days, because we all have our bad days. It's totally normal to do that. But we definitely don't want to let how other people feel or think about us bring us down.
Absolutely. I mean, that's, one of the things that I say over and over again is we create a safe space here on the show. And it is so wonderful to hear those words, to see that in practice, to see people inside of the cosplay community giving back and having that balance with their family and really supporting those ideals. It's so great to hear. Wonderful.
And it should be a safe space. I mean, cosplay is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be this sort of world that, we created as geeks, where everyone just kind of has so many different things that they love, but we're all brought together. It should be a tight community. I don't think there's a reason for it to be anything else. There shouldn't be competition. It should just be fun. It's literally cosplay fun.
No, that's absolutely right. And whether you're a large influencer or a micro influencer, or you don't care about influencing at all, it's fun to be able to go to cons and share those things that we are really passionate about, the fandoms and the things that we can geek out about.
Yes, no matter how old we get.
Yes, and just having had a birthday, I can definitely respect that.
Happy birthday!
So yes, I'm over the hill officially, so we'll see how it goes from here.
Over the hill?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
It's a little weird. I feel like Marty McFly.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
But thank you so much for being on the show, for sharing all these wonderful things, both with us here on the show and just out into the internet. It's so great. Everyone tune in every Saturday for more on pancakes and everything yummy. Of course, just make sure that you subscribe and follow what the Yummy Geek is doing online. Where can we find you and how can we support you online?
So for right now, you guys can follow me on Instagram. I do have a TikTok. I am not on the TikTok that much because I just don't feel like I understand it like everyone else does.
I definitely do not. So it's okay.
And I haven't really found my groove or my niche with it. But just, show some love on Instagram. That's greatly appreciated. And once the site is up, I'll be sharing that obviously with everybody. But for now, you can definitely follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I do have a site. It's just it's not ready yet.
Well, we definitely look forward to seeing the site when it comes out and everything that you will come out with here in the year to come. So great. And of course, everyone, speaking of websites, if you do want to check us out online, you can find Heroes at www.heroesofcosplaysanctuary.com. All sorts of fun things there as well. And yes, that's really all we have for you today, everyone. Thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. This was so much fun.
Yes, everyone, it has been the Yummy Geek, and you are listening to the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary. Thanks so much. This is Scotty B saying bye-bye.
Bye.